안녕하세요, 여러분. It's a somewhat cloudy day in Seoul today, but it's not too bad. Anyway, I'm just waiting around for Aishi, and I thought I would finally make the video about come Sogang, where you're gonna live. So the very first question is, does Sogang offer dormitories to the KLEC students, the Korean language students? I didn't think so, but I wanted to double check, so I went to the office today and I asked him, and the guy just said, it's impossible. Actually, it's not impossible. I know of one person that has done it. Well, not really. That particular person just happens to have a master's scholarship and also be a KLEC student. So really it's like 2 master's program people, undergrads, those kind of students get dormitory, not the Korean language program. So that being said, the second question is, okay, so if you can't live on dorms at Sogang, where do people live? So there's 4 different types of housing that you can live at when you come to Korea, and I thought I'd run through them one by one, starting from cheapest to the most expensive. So yeah, the cheapest kind of accommodation that you can live at is called goshiewon, and that's where I live personally. Around Sogang or universities, there's loads of these places. They're kind of like dormitories. They're the cheapest by far. My rent is 260,000 won a month. That's the lowest you can get, I think, and it goes up to about 420 depending on the place and what you get in your room. For example, my room, it's just a room. I have like a mini fridge, TV, desk, a bed, and like drawers and stuff, but I have to share a bathroom with other people, which I don't really mind. It's not that many people living where I'm at. You know, you can have your own shower in your room, your own toilet in your room, so you don't have to share with anyone. And if you have a window in your room, it's like more expensive. I have a window in my room, it just goes into the hallways all. But yeah, depending on those factors and then where your place is at, it's gonna be more expensive or cheaper. But yeah, like how you find these places online, you should just be able to type in goshiwon, like in Korean, and it should come up, but it'll come up in Korean. Generally, most goshiwon owners don't speak English, so... But if you're from abroad and then you come over here looking to book your goshiwon before you get here, it's going to be way more expensive than if you just come here and find one and check the room out yourself and then get it like that. I'd like way recommend just like staying in a hostel or somewhere for like a temporary accommodation for like a week or 2 until you can find a place that you actually want to live in for months. Goshiwons are like a month by month thing. There's like no contracts and there's no down payment for like deposit, which is kind of the best thing about it. So you'll see signs for goshiwons all over around Sinchon and Hongdae as well. If you just walk around and you just kind of take a look at the building. See this orange building right here? This is where we study Korean. That's Arupigwon from Sogang. And this is a goshietel, goshiwon, right in front, really close. There's another one, right there, goshietels. There's one. A yellow building over there, that's Pap Burger. Right behind there is where I live. See that red building over there? That's Sogang's KLEC building. Alright, 2 days and a bit later, just about to head to the gym. Finish this video off. Alright, so what's it like living in a goshiewon? I live in a goshiewon. I happen to like living in a goshiewon. I am a person who likes living around other people, and I'm an extrovert, so like it really it goes with my personality living in a goshiewon surrounded by other people. I see how other people might hate living in a goshiewon, so if you're like an introvert and you need your own space without being able to hear anyone else for like quite a long time, probably goshiewon is not a good place for you. They're pretty small, so if you're like a big person, you probably won't do well. Yeah, I like it because it's so close to school, you know. I can walk from my house and be in the classroom in under 10 minutes, which is kind of crazy. I really like that. Also, in goshiewon, they give you free rice, they give you free kimchi. There's a kitchen there, you can cook yourself. There's a water filter there, where before I was living in an apartment, I would have to buy bottles of water all the time, which is such a pain to carry back to my place. So the water filter is cool. If you like share a bathroom, they clean the bathroom for you all the time. Everything's real clean. You separate your trash out in the trash area, and then they get rid of it for you, so you don't have to do the trash thing yourself. All that stuff, it just makes my life so much easier. I can focus on studying and having a life. So I only pay 206,000 won a month, and there's no other expenses like electricity, all that. There's no money for that. I really like it, but I have heard horror stories of other goshiwons where people are singing that Frozen song at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. And like, I have a friend Alan who had like a horror story of his goshiwon was so dirty he had to pick all the fucking pubes out of his mattress the first night he was living there. But I don't know, every place is different. It's like hotels. You can pay a lot, you can pay cheap, they can be awesome, they can suck. If you happen to be a person that needs your own space, needs a lot of space, probably not the best place for you. So you guys are probably wondering what it's like, what it looks like inside of a goshiwon. Most goshiwon owners are pretty private about taking photos and videos and stuff of their accommodations, so I wasn't really able to film everything, but I did see that there was an empty room in the goshiwon, so I had a little record, and here it is. I mean, how did I find my goshiwon? Actually Maya, my old class, she was living there and she recommended it to me because I had to move. So that was cool, like living with a friend, but we weren't really living together because everyone's in their own separate rooms. You don't really get to hang out because there's no like communal area to hang out. So even if you wanted to talk to each other, we'd just Facebook message even though you're across the hall. It's kind of weird. So yeah, in that respect, it doesn't really feel like a housey house because you have no like sitting room and stuff, but you have your own TV and stuff in your room, so you're chilling. At first it kind of felt like living in a little cabin on a boat, except as in you're not in a boat. That's how like small it was, but after time you get used to it, and makes you more cautious about buying random shit because you literally don't have the space to be buying loads of random shit and shoving it in your room, which I think is quite good. I like to try and have a minimalist lifestyle anyway, so you know, that just encourages it. But yeah, that's it for goshiwons. In terms of the accommodation videos, I really want to discuss this thoroughly for you guys because I know it's an important point, but to do that in one video is just way too long, so I'm going to cut it into chunks. So the next video up is going to be about hasukchips. Alright, annyeong!